Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and it's been a long time since I brought you another article from Sankaku Complex, but well, it was about time. And in this case is censorship. So another visual novel gotten on Steam. So yet another visual novel gotten on Steam for worldwide ethical standards. So let's see what they got it. So Perennial Dusk Kinsenka, the latest Japanese visual novel from Frontwind, has landed on Steam with parts of the story conveniently stripped out to meet the ever-vague demands of worldwide ethical standards. And yeah, this is something that I said. Steam has problems with censorship, or even you should have at this point a backup plan. Like, hey, use Steam to advertise yourself, and then try to host a uncensored game somewhere else and make a profit out of it. Because if you force yourself even on Steam, despite that it's the best platform for PC games, it's not going to end well for you because nobody is going to like a censored product. Simple as that. So continue on. If you want the full experience, you need to go hunting for a patch. Okay, maybe if they release a decensored patch is the other thing because I heard that other developers do that. But well, continue on. Perennial Dusk in Senkan, which officially launched on May 29 of current year, is described as a kinetic novel drenched in psychological horror, blood, and murder themes. Yet, despite being tagged as for all ages on platforms like the LSAT and the MM, the Steam version somehow requires surgical removal of certain story sections to avoid stepping on the mysterious toes of quote-unquote global ethnics. Yeah, Japan, stop doing this shit, please. For for all ages. Nah, don't do that. And if you have to raise the age restrictions, do so. But while they're not listening, let's see what we have here. So, while Japanese players and anyone willing to grab the patch get the full intended narrative, Steam users get the watered down edition, unless, of course, they are savvy enough to go digging. So, I'm on the tweak. Regarding the Steam versions, in consideration of relevant ethical standards worldwide, the Steam version of Perennial Dusk Kinseka has been released with a portion story missing. In order to play the game with the complete story, please apply the expansion patch. Don't want the expansion patch here. Okay. If it works with the Steam version, yeah, I think this is a good prop from them. At least that's how you do it to deliver that intention, but yeah, I know this one leaves a disdainful taste in everyone's mouth, at least from the customers, when they wanted this product actually released as its original intended. If this shit was released on console, yeah, you don't have two chances. That's why, yeah, like I keep saying, PC is the best platform. So continue on. This has become almost ritualistic at this point. Japanese developers craft stories meant for niche, dedicated audiences, as they should, only to go watch them slice it out for the Western storefronts that seems on keeping everything quote unquote safe. Even nowadays, I already said it. SRB, the redefinition of what's adult or what isn't. Gacha games is like the most notorious example. We'll continue on. For the world's most fragile sensibilities, yeah, fuck us. It's not even about splicing content anymore. It's about keeping up appearances and dodging hypothetical outrage. Or maybe it's because they don't want to get troubles with Visa and MasterCard, just as we have ranted before. So continue on. And the kicker, this uncensored version wasn't even rated adults only. Well, hey, why pass a perfectly good chance to flex corporate morality muscles and make sure gamers are only served the most ethically curated fiction possible? After all, who needs creative integrity when you can have a sterilized storefront instead? Yeah, that's one of also my main problems with Steam. That yeah, it looks like they're also doubling down on it. And I think at this point it's because Visa and Mastercard. I'm not seeing them even trying to fight that shit. So yeah, the only way to see Visa and Mastercard being put in this place is they finally stop the regulations they put out in the first place. But sadly, I think in this case, I'm not seeing even. I know in the US people actually reacted to it, and try to do something. But what is going is either Japanese government finally steps in and do something, stop being cocks and defend their people, maybe, or the Visa and Mastercard they have to do something that will base the current administration of the US well enough to actually put them in their place. But well, only time will tell how things are going. But as far as it goes, it's not looking good. At least this one got the uncensored patch. It's way better than not receiving anything and just well selling to you a butchered product. But anyway, thanks for watching and please take care.